don't make me miss my car too much, bro.
Oh. Okay, we gotta go down.
Too much power.
We gotta go down.
You trying to mess me up, bro.
You ready?
All right, come on. Bro, the power had to wait. Bro, stop. Play with me. Stop playing with me, bro. Bro, the power had to get. Okay, you got it.
What is going on, YouTube? I am back with another video, you guys. All right, and as you can tell by the title and the thumbnail, I am going to be teaching you guys how to launch a 1320, you guys. That is a huge question that I get all the time, especially at the drag strip or just out at car meets, is what RPM do you use to launch? How do you launch it? What's the difference between the two, right? Between the 1320 and a regular Scatpack, right? And the biggest thing is just the actual launch mode and drag, right? So I'm going to teach you guys how to use that mode. I'm not really going to dive into what RPMs I launch at, because I do use different ones based on what track I'm at, how well it's prepped, all that good stuff, right? But obviously, before anything, man, make sure you like, comment, subscribe before we get into this video. I actually got a special guest coming with me. We are actually about to head down to Mexico to get this done, man. We're going to do some 0 to 60 pulls, things of that nature, so you can actually see the difference in this drag mode. Let's get to it. All right, you guys, we are on our way to Mexico. All right, this special guest is COT. Him, and you can't see him because he's actually outside of the camera. But make sure you subscribe to his channel, man. He's about 25 subscribers away from 1,000, man. So help him out. He's gonna do something. Oh, you was right. Yeah, these Mexico roads, bro. I'm trying to tell you. We are on our way to Mexico, you guys. I will hit y'all when we get there. All right, you guys, we made it to Mexico. I'm gonna go ahead and turn the camera around and show you the modes, everything that you're gonna need to be in to launch the car or use the actual trans brake, right? It's not a lot, but at the drag strip it is a little much to do in a short amount of time, which is why a lot of people still use the foot brake. But if you can use the actual trans brake in the launch mode on this thing, it is absolutely crazy. So let's get into it. All right, you guys, what you're gonna see is my cluster just a little bit different than you guys. All right, so to be able to do it, all right, I'm gonna go ahead and show you. Hit my super track pack. I'm going to be into drag mode and make sure everything is all the way set to drag, or else your launch is not going to work, or it's just not going to work to the way you guys want it. Once you're in there, car is in park. All right, I'm going to take it out of park. I'm going to hit the drag mode button. And what you're going to see is the trans brake is accessed by pulling back here. All right, so I'm going to show you literally everything that you need to do to be able to do that, and then we'll actually test it out. All right, you guys, so what you can see, as soon as it's in drag, it puts my stability control into drag, and it obviously has to be in drive to do so. All right, you're then going to take both paddles back. It's going to tell you to increase your speed. Now again, you are going to keep your foot on the brake while you increase your speed. You'll take it up until you see a green bar. You're going to advance to the stage light, and once you do that, you're going to let go of the left paddle shifter, and once you let go to the left, you can let go of the brake, and then from here you're only holding on by this. All right, I'm going to come out of it. I'm not actually going to launch, all right, but you do literally just let go of that. All right, that is all you have to do. Now let's get into actually doing it. And of course, you guys need to understand something. I am not on a prep track. I am in Mexico, so of course I'm gonna spin. But I just wanted to show you guys how to do it. But let's go do it a few more times. Let's do it quick.
I miss my scat, bro. I miss my scat, bro. This is not a normal scat. I miss my scat, bro. That's messed up, bro.
Alright, you guys, hopefully you learned a little bit, man. Like I said, I didn't really discuss too much about the RPMs that I launch at, but I'll get into that here shortly once I'm on the highway. The biggest thing is understanding that that is a lot to do very fast at a staging light, right? And to keep your RPMs at a steady level, all while messing with the paddle shifters, etc., can get a little complicated for some people, right? Now, me personally, I have not once launched with the actual trans brake at the drag strip. The drag strip I go to on Thursdays isn't prepped the best, and I know with the trans brake I just launched just a little bit harder, and I don't want to get loose or anything like that, man. Even with my weld setup. But outside of that, man, I appreciate it, man. You guys got to see COT Hemi. Make sure you subscribe to his video. And yes, I still spun. All right, I have Street Comp 2s from Mickey Thompson on the back, so it's not a radial or anything like that, but these are my everyday driving wheels. Shout out to Ferrata on those. But like I said, as soon as I get to the highway, I'll kind of discuss RPMs and things like that, and let's go. Alright, you guys, like I said, I was going to talk about the RPMs and what to launch at, because that is another question I get now that you have seen how to launch a 1320. Now, again, you guys, it all depends on what kind of drag racer you are, what you believe in, man. Everybody is different, but to me, the harder you can launch at, all right, not only the better 60-foot time, which is where a lot of the races are won, but just the overall better gear, at least in my opinion, with my car and everything that's done to it. I get to a higher gear a little bit quicker. Now, you know, there are some cars that have 2 gears and that's it. It's all dependent on how your car functions. Now, there's a few things, all right? My best time, again, at the track, again, I have not used the trans brake at the track, it's all foot, was a 1400 launch, and that got me my fastest time on a 1/8 of a mile track, right? So I started to kind of creep up in launches, etc. And as far as, creep up in RPMs, and when I started to notice I was spinning even when I would feather into it, etc., which kind of just let me know that the track just wasn't the, prepped the best, because again, I have slicks and radials and welds, etc., right? Now, somebody's probably going, oh, well, you just mashed out, or, whatever. No, like, I know how to drive the car, right? Now, there has been a time where I just straight up mashed out and gave it everything the car had and see what kind of time I ran, right? But I would suggest, if it's your first time at the track in a 1320, in a Scat, in any car, right? I'm going to say any car, any Mopar, right? Challenger, Charger, etc. Drop your air pressure a little bit. All right, in the rear tires. Some people drop it in the front just a tad too. And launch anywhere between 1900 and 2100 RPMs. That's kind of like the happy medium for the car. And that's what I found has been best for my car on the street on an unprepped surface. Now, you guys obviously heard in the video, I basically was spinning tires like crazy, but I have a little bit done to the car. And I'm not going to be able to put the power down without my welds, etc. I can feather it as much as I want, but they're not really going to see the effect of the actual launch, of the trans brake launch, right? But I have gotten up to as high as a 2800 RPM launch. Now, that launched the car very, very hard, and I didn't even dead hook. Now, with the dead hook, you do have to let off a little bit, or you can start twisting and spinning axles, right? It just kind of depends how much power you're actually putting down to the ground. I don't make all that much power. I'm not the fastest guy out here, man. There's a couple of Scats here in Charlotte that are faster than me. You have Smurf, Scatter, just to name a few, right? Shout out to them. They kind of help me with the build a little bit as well. But that's kind of discussing RPMs, man. But I hope you guys like the trans brake, man. The trans brake is a crazy, crazy feature. I suggest if you practice it, you can definitely use it at the drag strip. I just haven't practiced it enough to feel comfortable enough to not red light, stall out, all that good stuff, man, because there's a lot of people waiting behind you to, to basically do the same thing you are, and everybody paid the same amount. So I just like to have fun with it. Now, I am going to get better at it and start to use it at the track, because that's obviously what the car is made for. I get it, you guys. Don't dog me out on it. But outside of that, man, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff, man. It helps the channel like crazy. And I'm out.